Yo, bro, your wife doesn't want you sexually because no other woman wants you sexually. It's a term called pre selection, and it's the reason she was all over you in the beginning but won't touch you now. I'm going to show you what pre selection is, why your wife needs to see that other women want you, and how to use this to make her sexually attracted to you again. And I know that sounds like I'm telling you to cheat. Good. You should be uncomfortable because your entire life, pastors, marriage counselors, and Disney movies have been telling you to only have eyes for her. Be faithful. Make her feel like she's the only woman in the world. How's that working out for you? Maybe, just maybe, the reason she's not fucking you is because you've made yourself so unavailable to every other woman that she knows nobody else wants you. And if nobody else wants you, why the fuck should she? You've been faithful. You don't look at other women. You make sure she knows she's the only one. You're an engineer, an entrepreneur, or an executive who thought that that was what good husbands do. Okay. But she doesn't want to have sex with you. She's not interested. She's not attracted. And you have no idea what happened to the woman who couldn't keep her hands off you. My name is AD the Kingmaker, and I help entrepreneurs, executives, and engineers save their marriages, stop all their wives' bad behavior, and get their wives desiring them again without begging, without therapy, and without losing themselves in the process. I'll show you how to get her jumping on her drawers the same way she did during the honeymoon phase. Our work is not done until your wife is coming to you on a weekly basis, offering you blowjobs. If that's something you're interested in, subscribe to my page for more content like this. Maybe you're thinking, but I'm supposed to be faithful and only have eyes for her. Or other women wanting me, isn't that disrespectful to my wife? I'm not trying to cheat. I just want my wife to want me again. This sounds like you're telling me to flirt with other women in front of my wife. Here's the truth. She doesn't want you because she can tell nobody else wants you, and you did that to yourself. Another way to say it, my favorite way to say it is, don't nobody want a motherfucker that don't nobody want. Okay? Imagine that there was a curtain right here behind me, okay? And let's just say I told you, hey, bro, behind this curtain is a woman that no other man wants. You know it, she knows it, no other man wants her. That's all you know about her. You don't know her age, her height, her weight. You don't know if she has kids or anything. You just know nobody wants her. Does that make you want her or not want her? It makes you not want her because don't nobody want a motherfucker that don't nobody want. Anyway, back to script. Imagine you're new to a town and you're trying to decide where to go eat on one particular night. And then let's say the two new restaurants just recently opened up in the last 90 days, and you decided that you want to try one of the two. Let's say that restaurant A, you drive by it and it's always packed. There's always cars in the parking lot. There's always a line out the front door. And you think to yourself, oh, wow, that place must be amazing. It's always crowded. People seem to really like it. Then let's say the other restaurant, restaurant B, is always empty. There's never any cars in the parking lot, and you never see anyone walk in or walk out ever whenever you drive by. Then you stop and think to yourself, oh, wow, that place must suck. I don't want to go there. No one else seems to like it. If given the opportunity to have dinner at one of these restaurants, which one would you choose? That's right. You'd probably choose restaurant A. Why? Because other people's fascination with it leads you, truly or untruly, to assume it must be great because everyone frequents this restaurant. And that is exactly how your woman feels about you. There is a term that is going to change your life once I introduce you to it, and you're never going to be able to forget it. It's called pre-selection. I believe it exists in both men and women. However, it is stronger in women, significantly stronger. Pre-selection in women refers to a social sexual phenomenon where a woman's attraction to a man increases if she perceives that other women find him desirable or already want him, acting as social proof of his high value, status, and desirable traits like confidence or resources. It's a shortcut for women to gauge a man's worth without extensive vetting, essentially saying if she or they like him, he must have good qualities. Let me tell you a story to drive this home. About 2 to 3 years ago, I started having sex outside of my marriage. I didn't feel bad about having sex outside of my marriage because my wife and I weren't having sex, and I was not happy about this. However, I did feel really, really, really bad about lying about it. It was one of the most shameful moments in my entire life. I will never forget the look on my wife's eyes. But after I started having sex outside of my marriage, I let my wife know I am not going back to having sex with only you, because I had decided, even if that means I'm going to lose you, I have still decided. What was interesting was that there was this uptick in our sex at home. We would go months without having sex, but all of a sudden, now that I'm having sex with someone else she knows about, and then eventually she befriended them, all of a sudden we're having sex more. Very strange how that happened. I had not yet learned about the term pre-selection, but that's exactly what was at play. In an earlier video, I said that your woman is selfish and that you must out-selfish her. Proof that she is selfish is that she got you to give her your last name because she knew that other women wanted it. She likely saw other women around you. You likely had lots and lots and lots and lots of options before you met her. Then you started dating her, became monogamous with her like a dummy, and then you got rid of all your other options. And now she doesn't like you anymore. And this is the same thing as Restaurant A saying, hey, my favorite patron just walked in, so now everyone else has to leave and no one else can ever come back. And what you just did was use pre-selection against yourself. Now she sees that no one else wants you, hence she no longer wants you, and it's all you're doing. But AD, isn't it disrespectful to my wife to have other women around me or show that other women want me? Aren't I supposed to be faithful and only have eyes for her? Was it disrespectful in the beginning when all these other women wanted you and she saw you and that's what made her want you? Disrespect is subjective. Pre-selection is not. This is the science. How you feel about the science is irrelevant to the science. You can be faithful if you like. My particular definition of faithful is commitment. You could have sex with a woman outside of your wife, but as long as your wife is still on the life insurance, the mortgage, the car note, you still send her kids to school, you still show up at the end of the night and lay down next to her, I would consider that you are still faithful to your wife. Just because you get coochie from somewhere else does not make you any less faithful. I also think that we overvalue faithfulness, but that's the video for another day. A guy under a bridge can be faithful because ain't nobody else wanting him, okay? If don't nobody want you, it's easy to be faithful. It's a lot more difficult when you're him, but most of y'all not him, so you ain't got to worry about that. This idea of only having eyes for her is no more than a colloquialism. You're not blind. So the only have eyes for her thing, that's just a saying. Your nature is such that you have no choice but to be hooked when you see an attractive woman pass you. You're just too ashamed and too afraid to honestly let your wife know that you want to look, or you just look without her permission. And to that I say, grab your fucking balls and do what you want to do. Stop denying yourself and calling it faithfulness. But AD, won't she get jealous and angry if she thinks other women are interested in me? Yes, she will likely get jealous or angry. And guess what else she will get? Horny. She'll get very, very horny. Most men don't understand this, but it's actually a really good thing that your wife gets angry and jealous when other women look at you. It means she still values you. If she didn't care and didn't react, that would be a much worse problem. That means she does not value you. And in her eyes, they can have you because she doesn't care. That type of woman is not the type of woman who you want to be partnered with. But AD, what's the difference between pre-selection versus cheating or being disrespectful? Pre-selection is a scientific phenomenon that happens regardless of whether or not you want to use it. The reason that one woman likes Chris Brown is because she knows that millions of other women like Chris Brown. Pre-selection is always at play. Cheating depends on who you ask. Different people have different definitions of what cheating is. To some people, double tapping big booties on Instagram is cheating. To other people, double tapping is fine as long as you're not sticking your dick in her. To some people, texting an ex is cheating. To other people, texting an ex is fine as long as you're not buying them gifts and meeting up with them. So it's for you to come up with your own definition of cheating. My definition of cheating includes dishonesty. It includes lying about doing something. If there was no deceit, then there was no cheating in my book. Your woman actually does not want to be respected. She wants to be considered. You as a man at all times in your life, especially in your relationship with your wife, you want to be respected. There is no time in which you don't want her to respect you or you want her to disrespect you. Your woman wants you to consider her at all times, but she wants you to disrespect her in the bedroom. That is proof that she does not actually want to be respected. And it also doesn't really matter what your woman wants, if we're being honest. But again, that's a video for another time. At a minimum, what is needed for pre-selection is her seeing you visible with other women. She needs to see that other women want you. You don't necessarily have to sleep with them. You don't have to flirt with them. She just needs to see that other women are interested in you regardless of or whether or not you're interested in them. You can get as creative as you want with this process, but other women are needed at a bare minimum for pre-selection to be triggered. And yes, she's going to bitch. Yes, she's going to moan. Yes, she's going to get jealous and her panties are going to get wet. You can thank me later. So, what does triggering pre-selection actually look like day to day? Coming home and telling her how you sat and had lunch with a female coworker might trigger pre-selection. Going and hanging out and eating lunch with your sister one day instead of choosing to hang out with your wife might trigger pre-selection. What shoots you in the foot and doesn't trigger pre-selection or kills her sexual attraction to you is saying things like, "You're the only one for me. I'll never have eyes for another woman outside of you. The rest of these women are so ugly to me." These things will make her smile in the immediate because it makes her feel significant and her ego likes it, but it does nothing except dry up her panties in the long term. Don't share this video with your wife or don't share this content with her because she's going to lie, okay? If fish could talk, they would likely have no idea what water is, although they've been swimming in it their entire fucking life. A fish might tell you, "I don't know what that is and I don't need that." But 100% of the time, if you take a fish out of water and you leave it out of water long enough, it dies. You cannot ask a woman what turns her on. You must study the female animal and its nature to understand what truly turns it on. They don't even know how to tell you what attracts them to you. You know how I know? Because the same shit that they like about you in the beginning is the same shit they dislike about you in the end. In the beginning, it's, "He's so funny. He makes me laugh all the time." In the end, it's, "He's so immature. Everything's a fucking joke to him." My wife loves to use that one when she's upset. See my video on the lens of attraction to understand more about that concept. Here's what changes when you start using pre-selection to your advantage. You stop hiding from other women and you start being visible. You stop telling her she's the only one and you start letting her see that other women notice you. You stop making yourself unavailable to the world and you start living like a man with options. Now, here's what changes in her behavior when you start using pre-selection. She's going to become moody. She's also going to start going out of her way and doing things for you simply to keep other women at bay. She's going to start fucking you simply because she doesn't want anyone else to fuck you. She's going to start giving you blowjobs because she doesn't want anyone else to give you blowjobs. She's going to start cooking for you simply because she doesn't want another woman to cook for you. Okay? In this manner, women are highly, highly, highly competitive. When you tell her or behave in such a way that she knows she doesn't have anyone to compete with, her ambitions go away. She starts to treat you like a man who nobody wants because she can tell that you are now a man, surprisingly, that nobody wants. And it's all your fault. Another pro tip, when she gets jealous, this is the perfect opportunity to grab her by the hand, say, "Oh, poor baby, I can tell you're so jealous. Let's go make love and put this to rest." When she gets jealous, this is the perfect time. The iron is hot. Take her to the bedroom and have your way. I promise. I know it doesn't make sense to you because you have no game and no one has ever taught you this. Is the perfect time. Strike while the iron is hot. I promise you, it's the perfect time. It may not make sense to you because you have no game and you're such a sad sap who doesn't have any balls anymore. But I promise you, when she gets upset, when she gets jealous, when she gets angry, she wants dick. Okay? Women do not get upset with men who they are not sexually interested in. They ignore those men. The fact that she is so highly emotionally perturbed works for you in your favor if you know what to do when that moment arrives. But if you keep telling her she's the only one for you and hiding from all the other women, here's what happens. You keep making yourself unavailable to the world and she keeps losing attraction. You keep killing pre-selection and she keeps drying up. You keep acting like no other woman wants you and she keeps believing it. Eventually, she finds a man who other women do want, or she leaves, or you stay married and sexless for the next 40 years. Is that really the future that you want? Look, bro, if you're tired of your wife not wanting to fuck you because no other woman wants to fuck you, and you want to learn how to trigger pre-selection, make her jealous in the right way, and reclaim your sexual desire, I've built a complete blueprint that shows you exactly how to use pre-selection, make yourself desirable again, and flip the dynamic back in your favor. Click the link in the bio to get access to my blueprint, how to bring back sex and intimacy in your marriage fast. Or if you want the opportunity to work with me and my team one-on-one, go to the 30dayfix.net. Just a heads up, my services are not cheap or affordable. I run a luxury boutique service and I only work with husbands who earn a minimum of $150,000 a year. We are the best at what we do and we have a 100% success rate. This is the number one concept that most husbands have no idea about. This information I typically charge my clients $20,000 to get access to, and I just gave it to you here for free. You're welcome. Try it out and tell me if I'm lying. If this clicked for you, do me one favor. Think of one guy who you know who's stuck in the same place you were just a few minutes ago before watching this video. Send him this video, no explanation needed. One video can change everything. You just watched it happen. Till next time, I've been your host, AD the Kingmaker. Peace. Yo, my guy, if you found that video valuable, then you're not done, bro. Keep learning, keep growing, never stop. I want you to click on one of these videos over here. If you're not to the point where you're getting blowjobs weekly from your wife, you're not done. Keep watching. Click one of these. Thank me later.